everybody? Welcome back to the WEC World Esports Championships here on Beyond the Summit 2. Again, it's LGD Gaming versus LGD.cdec in a best-of-3 series. Losers round 1. We're already into game number 2. LGD Gaming with a solid performance, absolutely tearing apart cdec. Again, best-of-3 series, so cdec, if they win this one, they'll move it to game 3, but their life is on the line for this tournament right now. Again, my name is Walt. With me tonight is Brax. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Hello. I am Cat in the Hat 14.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Cat in the Hat 14. My mistake. My apologies.
It's okay. Understandable. It's a long name.
5 seconds remaining.
It's difficult
You
to
know,
remember.
at first I was like, how do you remember the name for these tournaments? And then I saw it at the top left corner.
Yeah,
That makes
that's it.
easy.
That's the first thing I look to whenever I get into a game to cast. Just like, okay, what's in the top left? Like, I'll be doing Star Ladder, and you would think I wouldn't, like, forget that. But I always look up there. I'm like, okay, Star Ladder, Season 10. There's a big X there. Okay, SEA region, we're good. We're in. We made it. Got it. So,
Okay, so we do have the Bat Band out again. They don't want to play against that. So that's good.
that's not surprising to me.
Yeah, there's so many heroes that get through the pool now. It's almost better to ban whatever heroes teams play better with than just the OP heroes, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
There's always going to be something.
I mean, there are teams that just, like, somehow leave Death Prophet through, and, you know, they say, listen, we're fine with playing against that. You know, same like with a Razor or even a Doom there that you can see, obviously. Rasta sometimes gets banned. As you can see, LGD Gaming took that out of the pool. Doom picked up here for cdec. So an early Doom pick, obviously that R button press is pretty nice. An inherently tanky hero, but LGD Gaming, they pick up the Razor this time around, and again, the Sensor Warrunner, which will probably be Yao's hero.
Oh dear. Disaster.
Really? Already?
I think so. Doom's great, but a lot of teams don't first pick him a lot because now you have a problem. Okay, so you want to Doom Razor before he gets the spells off, or else he's going to do a bunch of damage.
Yes.
But to disengage, now they have Centaur ult to completely reset the fight.
Yes.
So unless you have some huge lockdown, that's going to be pretty difficult. And it's awkward to Doom Razor in a lot of fights because you can't. It's hard to follow up on the hero, and he's tanky and difficult to kill.
Right. It's a lot like Doom and Sensor. They're both tanky. They're both going to be annoying. They'll probably live through the Doom unless you could really somehow focus them down.
Right. Like, you want to Doom the Centaur so he can't ult to save his teammate, but that's also pointless because, you know, he's going to be sitting in the back with a Blink Dagger. You can't even get to him unless you're up in his face. It's hard.
You know, I've noticed this recently, especially with the WEC and what we saw yesterday and just throughout the tournament, is that Doom has been getting picked, but he's not necessarily winning, or he's just not getting picked at all. And people are wasting bans on him, too. Not that Doom is necessarily a bad hero per se, but it's for the exact reasons like you talked about. You have to deal with, say, 2 heroes that you want to Doom, but are very difficult to deal with, like a Razor and a Centaur Warrunner. Or they'll put it in the safe lane, and then all of a sudden you have an aggro tri-lane go up against a Doom, who is okay against an aggro tri-lane, but he can't really go up and fight, you know? So
I actually think Doom's pretty good in aggro try.
Really?
Or, like, defensive try, yeah. If you get Scorched Earth at level 1.
Right.
Well, you don't really want it at level 1 because you want to eat a creep, right? But Scorched Earth is extremely strong. And if Doom's in the front and he is like the primary focus for the enemy team, chances are he's not going to die and you're going to win the fight.
Okay, that's fair. I'm always a bit afraid, especially if I'm playing in a defensive tri-lane against an aggro tri-lane with a Doom, just that I won't be able to really do any damage and help my team out, and that my supports die around me. So
it usually comes down to the supports. If they have something like, you know, an Ancient Apparition or whatever, it's tri-lane's most likely impossible already.
Right. Yeah, that AA can be disgusting, but at the same time, if you have an AA on your side as a Doom, then all of a sudden you've got damage to work with. So it's pretty good. So.
Exactly. That hero secures your lane.
5 seconds remaining.
So, AA, not banned out, speaking of which, he's available. We'll see if they decide to go for that. LGD has a pick here, and we'll see if they pick up their support here or if they go for something different. Again, it looks like Razor should be mid in this situation. cdec picked up the Skyrath Mage. They banned out Brewmaster. They banned out the Rubik as well. And I'm glad they banned out the Brew because that would have just been one more hero that they had to deal with the silence, so smart to take it out. And then Sand King, Ember Spirit on the other side of things for LGD Gaming. So they're kind of just shying away from team fight. I'm interested that LGD are banning out the Sand King. I think they did the same thing last game. They banned out Sand King. And I'm not sure why. That hero's good, but you could shut him down, right? Theoretically.
Usually it's too much trouble. Like, sometimes you can slow him down by a minute or 2, but Usually doesn't make a huge difference.
Okay.
Maybe they just are a team that like to play Sand King. You know, they're comfortable with the hero and that's their go-to or whatever.
Right.
Something for that.
Radiant team pick.
Well, no Sand King available. LGD Gaming picked up the Mirana here, so they have the arrow capacity now. They have Moonlight Shadow as well, to another thing for them to disengage with. More magic damage with Starstorm. We'll see if they combo up with anything, maybe like a Bane, maybe like a Shadow Demon. They don't necessarily need it because they have Stomp, which is pretty good for maybe setting up an arrow, but we'll see. Also, we're not sure if this Mirana is going to be core or support just yet. Any thoughts?
Right.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
assume support. It's much more standard for
LGD
Chinese
is
teams. They've been
time
playing
to pick.
support Mirana pretty much forever, since it was popular in the Chinese scene.
Yeah. And how do you feel about core Mirana nowadays? We've seen it less and less.
It's alright. It's just a carry. Well, okay, once you get to 6 items, she does carry very hard. 600 range, escape mechanism, good stats. But the problem is, she doesn't farm fast, her damage is very low, and
10 seconds remaining.
her spells don't do anything for her in the late game besides a
5
positioning
seconds
move, you
remaining.
know? Like other heroes have something that's actually quite useful. You're not going to Starfall, you know,
Radiant
60 minutes into the
team.
game. It's completely pointless.
Right. Well, I mean, that's the thing. And that's what I've always been nervous about whenever I see core Mirana. It's just like, okay, from like maybe 20 to 30 minutes, you're not necessarily useless, but if you don't have a good start, you're maybe in some trouble. And if you have to like farm up a Maelstrom to farm, that's kind of an issue too. So
The thing is, her damage output is fine. Her right clicks are not.
LGD
So until she gets the
Gaming's
items, she
turn
won't.
to bat.
She's not going to carry very hard.
oh boy, that's a Tinker for C-Deck. I like this pick. Again, Tinker one of the better heroes late game, and if you can get a good start, you'll be in a good position. And he doesn't do too badly against a
10
Razor once he has
seconds
his March leveled up a bit more. Razor running into March is kind of difficult, so you can't static link as
5
much.
seconds remaining.
Razor still should be okay in that lane, but I think here Tinker, as long as he's dodging
Reserve
arrows
time.
and he gets an early blink dagger, all of a sudden this game gets a bit harder for LGD.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say we can assume the SD Mirana is going to be smoked on his hill for the first 10 minutes of the game.
That's the scary thing. You're just like, well, no, the supports are off the map. I really don't want to die. Hope I don't get arrowed right now, or hope I don't get disrupted.
Maybe they'll put him safe lane. You never know.
Oof, that'd be nice. I just like a breath of fresh air when it comes to the Tinker. Put him somewhere else. But
It's so typical, for Tinker to go mid. Everyone just wants to camp him and kill him over and over as he goes to stack his camps or when he does his camps. But if you put him in the safe lane, he gets total free farm. He can get to his bots 7 minutes in if he wants to skip the bottle and soul ring. I don't think it's if you're mid lane, it's better not to skip it.
Radiant
If you're
team
safe
battle.
lane, I think you can go ahead and skip it.
both the soul ring and the bottle, or just the bottle?
Just the bottle.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. You can get your bots a bit quicker, and you can still have people stack your ancients, obviously, and you can make your way towards there if you're
10
out of the lane.
seconds remaining.
You can also maybe push if you have some heroes to help you out in that
5
bottom lane.
seconds remaining.
So, I mean, there's an option. I think Tinker's going to be going in a side lane?
Reserve
I
time.
don't think so. I think they're going to send him mid, even though you're going to have to be very careful for LGD Gaming. And maybe even C-Deck go for like a counter smoke, or maybe they sit around mid and just try to help out their Tinker. Because, like you said, I feel like Mirana and Shadow Demon are just going to be around mid for a long time. So, let's wait and see.
Yeah, a lot of the time when you see like a roaming Mirana, if you have some support like an Earthshaker
LGD Gaming,
or something,
turn to pick.
that's not so level dependent, you can kind of
Radiant
just sit there
team
off to the side and scout out arrows and break smokes, sit on the cliff, and pretty much do essentially the same thing that Mirana's doing while stacking camps for the Tinker.
Right.
But it's dangerous because they can't really do that against Shadow Demon. They're just gonna die and feed.
Oh
So,
god,
that
that's
kinda
horrifying. And on top of that too, LGD picked up the Invoker, so Disruption into Sunstrike. And the Clockwork coming up for C-Deck, which probably will be their offlane hero as the Doom's going to be put in the safe lane. Siler's going to be playing the Razor. He did play mid last game. But it looks like LGD are kind of mixing things up in terms of who's playing what, who's laning where. Maybe Yao goes mid on the Invoker, I'm not sure. That's the thing, is that I think LGD has a versatile lineup. You could send Siler mid, you could send him to the safe lane, you could send July off, you could send him mid, you could send him safe lane. I really like that about LGD's lineup, and I think versatility is very important, especially in this patch. So
Yeah, so LGD can lane 2 ways. They can either have Invoker safe lane, or Razor mid. If Razor's mid, he'll pressure the Tinker on his own naturally, so it'll be extremely easy to kill the the Tinker, or he can go safe lane and then he can shut down the clock a bit more. Clock's gonna get experience regardless, but that way, you know, he'll be a bit more scared. The lanes, he won't be able to see us basically in the lane.
Oh god, not this again. The lag is real. Okay, I think we evened out. There was a point where I had to reconnect like 4 times last night before I could actually get a stable connection to the Perfect World servers.
Yeah, I saw that. It's no good.
Alright, I might just try it now, and hopefully it fixes itself by the time we get into the game. Alright, I'm going to wait a second on this reconnect, though. Alright, so whose draft do you like more at this point in time? LGDs or LGD.cdecs?
I think, well, LGD have, like an LGD draft, they have their heroes that they would like to play pretty much every game, you know? When they don't have the Batrider and Centaur combo, they still play Centaur, you know, almost 100% of the time. They love the hero. It's really strong for their team. And they have their dual roam combo. I don't think one lineup is necessarily better than the other. I think both can easily win the game. It just depends on which team plays better and executes. But I think it's easier for LGD to play the game, basically.
Yeah, they have the heroes that they're comfortable with, like you mentioned. And, well, I'm back in. Thank God. No lag. We're good. No 3-time reconnection. Everything's settled. So we'll get into the introductions real quick. And for LGD, on the Dire team, we've got Momo Ya. He'll be on the Mirana. In July on the Centaur Warrior. Faith on the Shadow Demon. Looking like, right now, at least an aggro tri-lane. They're going to grab a DD rune in this bottom rune spot as well. Yeah, we'll play the mid lane Invoker, and that'll leave safe lane Sylar up top on that Razor. On the side of cdec, you've got 3-3-3 in the Clockwork. You'll have Q on the Vengeful Spirit. In the mid lane, it's going to be maybe on the Tinker. You'll have Garter playing the Scarith Mage, and, God, I don't know. I think maybe he said it was Kaka on the Doom. I can't remember, but I don't know if that's correct.
I think it's right.
Okay. Well, that's the problem with Chinese characters, is that I unfortunately don't read Chinese, so you guys...
Dang it.
It's a
you gotta
skill.
work on that.
I know, I need that skill. I was talking to my parents about casting, and they were like, well, why don't you just move over to China and cast? I'm like, well, they all speak Chinese, and I don't speak Chinese, so that's kind of an issue.
It is quite a big issue, actually. Dang it.
Well, someday I'll learn. You spend some time there, so... How's your Chinese right now? Cat in the Hat 14.
Cat in the Hat 14 says his Chinese is completely terrible. That's a hard language to learn.
Yeah, it seems like it would be. It's like that in Japanese, any real of the Asian languages. But Faith coming in. Disruption's going to fly. Arrow should connect here. And it will. Just that time. The Sunstrike as well, maybe. And some trouble blocked in by the Illusions as well. Faith grabs first blood. Now the roaming counter initiation. Magic Missile. MMY getting low. He will fall. They're going to return kill. Yao still going to town on Garter right now. Sunstrike up in 15. TP back in for maybe. He'll try to find a kill here with Laser, but no such luck. And just a nice 1-for-1 trade, but the real gold, real experience going for LGD, or at least just a nice little bit of sway there going for LGD.
Alright, so... it's harder to gank Radiant's mid lane because of the angles you come from. When you come from the left side, you have such a big... Like, you have this huge area up here that you have to walk through, and it's extremely easy to see if you're standing on your hill. Basically, it's much harder to get ganked from there. But he came out of smoke. He has boots first, and that helped him get the kill there. He got the disruption on him.
Yeah, the boots first. He closed the distance very quickly. So, are you talking about the part over here, this little bump, when you have to run out of run towards the lane in the mid lane? I drew it on the map.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because typically you're gonna hug the right side of the lane when you know they're missing. It's much harder to come from that side too, from the right side.
Yeah. I never thought about it, but it makes sense. It always seemed more difficult on the Radiant side, but Q picks up a haste rune. There is no Dire Observer Ward here for Yao, so they could potentially kill him. He's sitting far back, though. In fact, they're just going to run top, and we could look for a Magic Missile on Sylar, but is this really killable? 3-3-3 is looking for Battery Assault into Gogs. He's going to Static Link first now. Sylar can actually just dish out the damage on 3-3-3. This might not be the best idea. He's blocked in. The creep's now helping him out there, but 3-3-3, Magic Missile is going to go on Sylar, but the damage is ridiculous. He's got 112 Q. Maybe one more right click. He's going to try to juke his way out of there. About to die. Sunstrike. They don't even need it. Razor grabs the kill. Sylar now getting brought low. There's the Battery Assault. He does get a couple of auto attacks on 3-3-3, and Garter came in, and he'll help secure the kill on Sylar. A 1-for-1 trade.
Well, it's actually not too bad. They killed the Razor. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Razor's one of those heroes that dominates lanes, but he doesn't farm relatively quick compared to other heroes. So when he has that like pace disrupted, it takes him quite a bit of time to catch up.
Faith,
Oh, big disruption.
Arrow.
Goodbye. Oh,
Actually, miscommunication. MMY shot it without thinking that there was going to be disruption. Body blocks coming through, though. Sunstrike, will they let him in? It actually doesn't do much damage. I don't even know if it connected. MMY, magic missile down. Brought low. He should have waited for that disruption. A little bit of miscommunication there, it seems like.
What a disaster. There were like 3 things that went wrong. Oh, everything that could have possibly gone wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
You know, Mirana blocked him out of the Sunstrike and then ended up tanking a magic missile to the face. They missed the disruption arrow combo. Ouch.
And this is like MMY's hero as well, so this is getting off to a little bit of a rough start here, and probably just communication issues. Yao's getting ganked, but he runs straight away. Nice play there. Does get concussive shot and arcane bolted, but he doesn't seem to mind, as it doesn't really do much damage. Both still level 1, I have to imagine, actually level 2 for that arcane bolt, but they tried the gank on Yao, they couldn't get it, and bottom lane, actually, Doom sitting at 13 last hits, Centaur sitting at 20, so Injuly's having a great time. The good thing is, though, the Tinker's sitting at 19, so maybe he's having a nice time here as well.
Yeah. This game should be the pretty much Tinker versus all. You know, Tinker's that kind of hero that can just 1v5.
Oh, yeah. March, lasers, rockets, Dagon if he goes for it, Ethereal Blade if he goes for it, which it seems like everyone does nowadays, so... at the same time, though, they got to kill top. They'll get some experience for the Clockwork, too, which will help out a lot, but... Yao getting ganked mid, but already backing up. They cannot find a way to initiate on this Invoker. Disruption's going through, and that'll actually be on Garter, who walks up a bit more. They will get the kill. Nicely done. The arrow connected as well. Yao getting Centaur stomped, I believe. Yes, and that'll be a kill going to Kaka. Actually, maybe gets it with the March of the Machines. A 1-for-1 trade going through, so cdec lose Garter, but they run up and they get a kill with March on one of those heroes, the Invoker even.
Yeah, good movement from the Doom. Good timing. It would have been nice to see the Venge tank the arrow, like at point blank range while casting stun, and that way Scareth maybe could have lived, maybe not, but
yeah, there was a lot coming out. He probably wouldn't have gotten Sunstrike or well, definitely not Sunstrike, I don't think. Actually, no, the disruption followed by Sunstrike was inevitable. So yeah, he still would have taken that damage, I think, just not the arrow damage.
Yeah, hard to say.
Rotation's top, so it actually. The CS is in favor of LGD right now, but cdec feel like they maybe have an advantage here just because Tinker's farming well. They've only ganked him once. He's got his soul ring pretty much done and a bottle. They'll try to maybe make it go on Sylar, who's now gotten room to work with here with 26 last hits. His phase boost done, 400 gold in the bank. Hookshot should be ready. Yeah, 333 has it. Stampede going in the bottom lane. Whoa, Scorched Earth keeping the Doom alive, and Injuly has to back away. He actually had Frost Armor on him. That probably saved his life. Jesus. Okay, now the top lane action. This is what we're going to switch to. Hookshot.
Yeah, they're all set up here. It's unfortunate, though, that they knew they were there. They have vision of them.
If they get a ward back behind this tower, that would be huge, but I don't think they have one. They do.
So, in the beginning of the game, they knew LGD was obviously going to run with their Shadow Demon Mirana, so LGD placed the Obs Ward up in the top lane up here, so they could see any movement towards the Razor, because that's usually what you do when you know you're getting either aggressive tri-laned or dual roamed. You want to move and pressure them as much as they are to you.
Well, LGD, they'll apply the pressure and they'll get a kill on Invoker again. Yao going down. Faith actually going to disrupt himself. Doesn't want to take that Arcane Bolt damage. I don't think it would have killed him, but I'm just avoiding any unnecessary damage. But oh, 333's coming in. He wants this hook shot. Oh, he's going to find it, I think. Faith canceling it. No, 333. Oh, he misses Faith with the jukes coming through. Battery Soul still going. And as I say this, everything starts lagging here, but Faith will back away now, and he should survive. Ooh, that was crazy close. 333 picks up the regen rune. And I will, I think, reconnect again. Actually, we'll wait. Doom on Injuly in the bottom lane. There's the concussive shot. Arcane Bolt's going to fly as well. The right click is there. No TP rotations coming through from LGD. Doom still going. Injuly should fall here. Static Link now coming through from Sylar. This kill not going just yet. Now he will fall. Looks like Static Link doing enough damage for Sylar to grab this kill. Now, 333 and a bad spot as well. It actually gets pushed back. The Cog saving his own life, but still going. Plasma Field as well, still chasing after 333. Sylar right-clicking him down. There's the Plasma Field, and they will get the kill. And I will definitely reconnect now after that last engagement. Jeez.
Alright, they're chasing Sylar down. Doom's coming in, but he's low health. They probably can't get anything else from here. The Shadow Demon and Mirana have both come back to the bottom lane. And it looks like that's about it. Nothing's going to happen here. That was quite an ambitious kill there on the Doom. Skywrath Mage is low level, he doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. And the Centaur is basically full HP. He's got 1,000 health, and they would have had to chase him for such a long time to cleanly get the kill. And of course, someone's gonna react to it. So
Yeah,
it's tough, but they had to go for it, I guess.
That was Benny Hill music during that chase. I mean, he was chasing him all around the tower. Oh, maybe getting caught out. Disruption first. Sunstrike arrow sailing through. Just missing. A little bit of a mistime there. Maybe might go down. It still looks like he will. A couple more right clicks. No, he's still alive. He actually is going to live. Hookshot in the backside. Now they will catch out Siler. He'll fall. They're still chasing after. Maybe they can't get the kill. They've got to cut their losses. Yao, he's getting out of there. And Garter gets a kill on Faith. So a smoke gank going disastrously awry for LGD Gaming, and cdec pick up 2 kills.
Radiant's bottom tower is
No,
under
again,
attack.
some more miscommunication. Faith had a little centaur on him, a little friend. And he didn't lure him away fast enough, so MMY tried to get the angle for the arrow, and it was just too late.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, to say the
Radiant's
least.
bottom tower
MMY is not
is
having the
under
best game, and this is unusual for his Brana, which is only level 3 now, and the supports on cdec are level 5. So if there's one aspect that cdec are winning in, it's because of the experience they've got on pretty much everybody on their team. Bots getting kind of close to done for maybe now. Stacked Ancients, no such luck. No Stacked Ancients. Any camps that are stacked, looks like no. But he was farming the creeps in the jungle not too long ago, so it looks like he will get a spot soon.
He's been stacking this camp right here, this corner. He's been trying to do the march where you stack it at 53, and it also hits this camp at 55. So you can stack both at the same time, but he's been mistiming it by about a second. And he hasn't been getting the second stack, so that's quite unfortunate.
That would provide him, at this point, probably pretty much his bots if he had done that correctly.
Yeah.
So that
Tinker
mistake's brought
players,
up.
you got to go into practice lobbies and just sit there and time the march, so you know the exact angle.
Well, that's gonna
Makes a huge difference.
that's gonna obviously delay his bots by a minute or two, which could be huge timing here if LGD can get something going. But there is a smoke deceit gank coming up from cdec yet again. 3-3-3 NQ looking to find somebody. If Yao's the target again, they've really shut him down. He's got 2 deaths. A third would be disastrous. He still does not have his Midas at about 10 minutes in, which has just been a bit of a rough lane for him. And Hookshot is going to connect, coming in from 3-3-3 long range. They will go ahead and use, obviously, the Ghost Walk there, but Yao had to get a point in the WECs just to do it. They throw the sentry down a bit late, however. Nice disruption coming in. Concussive shot going in Faith, but they won't dive. Still, Yao is forced to back up and not farm safely. However, top lane is taking damage.
Yeah, while they're going for that gank, the LGD's been pushing top lane in. We got mass TPs up top at least.
Yeah, nice blink dagger away from Injuly, who just got that not too long ago. Salar will walk away. He's also going for a mech, by the way, as he picks up the buckler. There's the bots. That's it. They're finished up for maybe at about 11 minutes in. So now's where it gets maybe a bit hard for, no pun intended, for LGD. All right, that I feel awful. Actually, I just as soon as I said that, I'm just like, shit.
I know it hit you.
Oh well.
It's alright, it happens.
Sorry, Cat in the Hat 14.
Cat in the Hat 14 says it's acceptable.
Okay.
Alright, so they have all their towers still standing, which is quite nice. Only their offlane tower is a bit low on cdec's team. The one thing LGD has going for them is the Blink Dagger on Centaur. Both their supports are extremely poor and underleveled, which is quite unfortunate. Invoker just got his Midas recipe. It's in his stash now, so that's good as well. Razor is close to his mech. It's quite hard for LG to do much now besides wait for Mirana to land an arrow. Like,
Oh god.
cdec's gonna farm much faster up top.
And they're gonna farm heroes as well. I mean, they obliterated that poor Razor. Arrow will sail, and 3-3-3. Oh, that sidestep. Barry Sanders over here, clockwork player.
What would you say Razor is? Like Shadow Demon's like, you know, his little demon dog looking kind of thing. Mirana's a lady riding a tiger. What's Razor?
Razor's a lightning revenant, I think.
A lightning revenant? No, I'm talking about a real thing.
I mean, none of these are real things, dude.
Whatever.
Well, hey, all right, listen. I'm pretty sure he was a lightning revenant from Warcraft, which is like, I'm gonna be a little bit nerdy here. He's like an old school like monster from like D&D and those types of things.
Okay.
I don't
It's
know.
okay. Let's get nerdy.
He shoots lightning out of his hands and stuff. That's the best I can describe him as. If anyone in chat wants to get a bit nerdier than me, go for it, please. I would fully appreciate it.
You know, I want people to go Google the lore and tell me all about it.
I can't get into the lore now that it's a separate game almost. It's just, that's how I am. I know it's just like, damn, this guy's a nerd, but I don't know. This shit's interesting to me, I guess. I got nothing better to do with my life.
You can't be a half nerd.
That's
Doesn't
true.
make any sense.
I gotta be full nerd.
Exactly. Like on CDEC, you have Tinker and his son, Clockwork. They're both working hand in hand to defeat the enemy and protect Clockworkopia.
They planned this draft around that lore.
They did.
That's it, exactly. Well, so it's going well for them, though. I mean, Tinker's the leading net worth farmer right now, and still the only real, I guess, item you have is the Blink Dagger and Mech coming out for in July, as well as Sylar, so...
This Doom's been just quietly farming the jungle the whole game, pretty much.
Dire's bottom tower
That's true,
is under attack.
and he's actually getting close to Mech. He pretty much has it, for the most part. He needs a couple more 100 gold. Stampede, they actually misjudged where Q was. They thought he was in the side shop. No such luck. In July, getting caught out. Mystic Flare. But great disruption. Saves his life. It actually avoids the brunt of that damage. Huge disruption, in fact, from Faith to save his teammate's life. That should have been In July dying there, but really well played.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, LGD feels so pressured. They pretty much just want to go on anyone and hope they can get a kill, because they know if they just group up for towers, it's no good. Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Tinker's gonna bring out the crabs and the push will be over.
And that's it. How do you push into that? Even with the mech, it's just not enough at this point. The thing is, I feel like Razor wants to be aggressive, and LGD just can't at this point. They have too many heroes who are too far behind. Angelai wants to be aggressive as well, but like they've got Arrow and Disruption and Mech and anything Razor and Angelai have, and then Invoker can throw some stuff. But again, he doesn't really have the levels right now because no Midas. But hold that thought. CDEC is looking for farm. They're going to try to find In July with the hookshot. They will grab him, and looks like they will get the kill. But 333 might fall. Great swap from Q, though. And the mech. Really well played. Actually keeps the Clockwork alive. The mech more so than anything. Obviously, the swap, I think, was after the Sunstrike that came in. But nonetheless, a nice play.
Yeah, it's great. Saved his life. Mid lane, they're actually getting a lot of damage. They're going to take this tower, surprisingly. It was at about 900 health before the Tinker arrived.
I think this is an objective you can't really let go like that, but they will maybe get more top lane. They are
yeah, it's just LGD split up around the map while they were fighting up there. The Tinker TP'd into the fight up top, and Invoker's just been constantly pushing mid lane in.
This is what he needs to do to get back in, and he'll probably think about going for a Necro Book. I mean, if you have a Quasic Sword, 9 times out of 10 you're going to build that item. Maybe a 4-step first if he really wants to, but I don't see that happening. So...
Yeah. It just kind of sucks against Tinker, because the Tinker is obviously probably going to kill the Necrobook with March, and Tinker's in and out of the fountain so often it's not really going to be a huge amount of damage that does much to him, you know?
Yep.
He's just going to heal right up.
Yep. Jumping in, concussive shot, Ancient Seal. In July, he used to be there, but not anymore. He's dead. No Doom, though, for CDEC's Kaka, I believe. And Garter's still chasing, but
These guys are crazy.
Yeah, they're diving like crazy, but... Ooh, hook shot off the mark from 333. And they'll back away now. Alright. Seriously, Perfect World servers. Can you not? Can you just not do this? It would be great. I think we're...
They have their good days and bad days. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes they kick you out a million times.
I don't know, man. Yesterday was pretty bad. Today, at least, I guess, it's doable. I want to see if they have if there's a fight that breaks out in this top lane before I reconnect again, because God knows that's inevitable. All right, they're just gonna back off. Perfect timing.
I'm just gonna gear up for now.
Yeah. All right. Again, I reconnect, but luckily, I haven't been out for an extended period of time. I should probably knock on wood.
Yeah, that's good. So right now it looks like LGD still want this top tower. It's extremely low, but they've had such a hard time getting it because CDEC's just been sitting there as well, watching them. But now they're smoked up and ready to attack.
Oh boy, please get me back in this game. Alright, we're in.
Oh no, you missed it all.
No, I see him. I see him. Smoke, Stampede going. I get back just in time, but they don't go for the stomp. They can't. The cogs were down. 333 with a reaction time hitting his W button. They get the tower though. Nice cancellation.
Right?
Yeah.
Scared him off the tower.
they took the playbook and they said, let's find the run at you one and just do that. That's pretty much what they did. They just ran at them and got the tower.
If I heard Centaur ult and I didn't see a Centaur, I'd run too.
Yeah, that's pretty frightening. Centaur with Blink? No, I don't want to touch that.
Exactly. It's death.
So CDEC are... I think they were playing this well, but now they give away tower, not the worst thing in the world, but now Yao is getting a lot of room to farm. He's 4k gold in the bank, which is a ridiculous amount. You've got Mirana who will pick up the Medallion of Courage, which is nice. That'll help Roshan. Salar has his mech and 1,300 gold in the bank, so maybe he goes either for BKB or he decides to go for an Aghanim Scepter. One of those two items, I'd have to imagine. We'll see if he purchases up his point booster as he sells his... No.
JK, he tricked us.
Yeah.
He went there to sell an item.
He's just like, I'm going to sell this stick that I don't really need and then not buy anything. It's okay, guys. Don't even worry about it. Spot him, though. So they deny bot. Nicely done. And LGD are just kind of moving as a team right now.
He needs BKB this game, but I still don't think he should build it first item.
I'm just never a big fan. I think Aghanims is just too good to pass up at this timing.
It is good, but he's going to get one shot pretty much all game.
True. Well, you get some tankiness from Ags, but I guess there's a lot of damage coming out from cdec, so...
Yeah. Not even to avoid stuns, just to avoid Skywrath Mage's damage.
Oh god, yeah. You get Mystic Flare, you're done. That's it. So...
You know, I'd like to see cdec farm the map out a bit better. They have so much dominance in the map right now, but they're not really using it a whole lot. They're still grouped up together.
That's the thing I've been noticing is that 333 hasn't really been in the jungle much. I mean, he's a Clockwork to be fair, but like there's an entire jungle around them. You do have Garter farming it up a bit. Now mid lane, Doom actually going at MMY.
He's toast.
Stampede will bring him
Razor
back.
can get there to mech him. Oh, is he gonna make it?
Oh,
yes.
Wow. That was close. One more tick and he's done. He's actually still taking a lot of damage, but he'll live. Just barely. That last tick almost could have killed him. Wow. Flare's flying? No, he actually threw it in the Roach Pit. I thought I was going to send it to the well. That might have killed him.
Okay, so book 2 on Invoker. Oh, good rocket actually. They see him starting Roach.
Are they going to fight it is the question. This is actually going down rather quickly, and this is without the Medallion of MMY. They have Alacrity up on Silo right now. They have the Necro Book up. They have the Forge Spirits with the armor reduction. Arrow's going to help out as well. There's the Medallion coming in. Can they get in time? A hook shot. Do they have one? It is available. Roche falling low. He actually hooks to a Forge Spirit. Now, there's going to be a disruption coming through. Sunstrike as well. 3-3-3 in trouble already. 1 for 1 now. It looks like one going down on the side of LGD.cdec. That'll be obviously the Clockwork. Meanwhile, Siler taking a lot of damage. Nice swap to bring him out of the pit. They want the Aegis, but no. Siler snatches it just at the last second. They almost had it there, but still not looking great for LGD. Buyback coming in from the Centaur. Ancient Seal. Siler in trouble. Will fall. MMY now getting concussive shot. Big stomp though from In July. Can he get 2 here? They'll get 1 with the arrow. The second, the Doom falls. They're still chasing. Who can they grab? Blink up and TP away from the Tinker to get him out of there in time. That was looking fantastic for cdec until In July came in.
Yeah, Centaur saved the fight completely.
Oof.
You know, it's tough to fight around the Roche Pit, especially when it's so early in the game. Buybacks cost like 400 gold. It's so worth it for this guy to buy back there and take that fight.
Yeah. That was, and they still have the tier 1 tower. He was able to get back into the fight within seconds, so that was a huge stomp that turned things around. They get the Doom out of it. I think Garter died as well after that. The hookshot was to a Forge Spirit, but it didn't actually matter. And, God, that swap from Q, that almost was amazing, but Siler got the Aegis anyway, so it doesn't really matter, I suppose. But
Razor's such an OP champ, man. He's faster than all the other heroes. He made it back in the pit real quick.
He just, like, popped his phase and said, listen, I'm going in.
Yeah.
So... Snatch Aegis, but Roshan does go to cdec now, so that gives them a bit more to work with. The crazy thing is that they can't really get towers. They got the off-lane tier 1, but that was denied. Mid-tier 1 tower is at half health, actually less than that. Top is in deny range currently, and it looks like Faith is going to go ahead and just deny that. So this is the problem right now, it looks like, for cdec, is that, yes, they're getting ahead on these fights, but they're not really grabbing the towers that they need to get, or objectives, for that matter.
Yep, trying to hunt the Tinker, but it's just so difficult with their heroes. Centaur can... I don't even think they can kill him with Centaur's combo and a Sunstrike yet. They need a bit more damage.
Sunstrike, maybe if it's leveled up? It actually is almost max level.
Radiant structures are
so, even then...
Centaur will do roughly 700 damage with right clicks. Sunstrike's for... Oh, maybe. Depends. He's going to have to pop the ult, and even then there's a chance he can bottle between hits and everything.
Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's still annoying when you think about it. If you have to just blow your entire combo for Centaur plus the Sunstrike. That's even before catching him out. Speaking of catching him out, 3-3-3, we'll catch out Faith. Battery Assault's going through, and Faith is just obliterated. There's nothing you can do about that.
They're taking the fight bottom also mass TPs.
There was a stomp coming through. Arrow, I'm not sure if it connected. It looks like it actually missed on the Doom. They stampede away, so nice disengage coming out, but they still lose one hero across the map. I don't know. It's looking like cdec can maybe take the second game here. It's not over yet, but maybe he's farming well. He's got his Dagon, he's got his Ghost Scepter, so now Ethereal Blade's the next choice, followed by, obviously, the max levels of Dagon as he gets there. So he's also level 15, so he's pretty high up in terms of levels. In fact, he's leading the way. There is now the BKB for Razor, so now Sailor can build towards whatever he would like, which should be an Aghanim Scepter, now that he has this BKB, which you mentioned was a big pickup.
Yeah, should be for sure. He just needs to get tanky to survive Tinker. Tinker's damage is burst damage. It's not sustained. So once you actually tank up enough to survive, you know, if you can survive like 2 rotations of his spells, you're perfect.
BKB is going to help a lot with that. Well, so Sylar is looking top for farm, not finding it, obviously. March the Machines being even more annoying. And for cdec, they're just kind of farming their next couple of items. There is a Blink Dagger now for the Doom. 333 still has Blade. Now looking to go for Ags. I don't think he's got any of the components. Looks like no, he doesn't. Items for anybody else. Anything else that I've missed? Yao has Necro 3. And that's about it in terms of items we've missed. So a couple forces and blinks here and there, but other than that, it's pretty good.
Yeah. You know, I hate Necrobook against Doom. Doom can just eat it every fight. Yep, he just ate the melee one right now. Oh, but he's taking some damage. He's actually gonna die for that. Alright. Decision immediately regretted.
That's probably not worth it.
Yeah.
Well.
Alright.
What are you going to do? Doom gets caught out. He goes down. Pick off that LGD. They're pretty happy with it. Now there's actually a Hood of Defiance up. So Pipe, probably the next option here for the Centaur. And that'll actually give them a lot. There's a decent amount of magic damage on the side of LGD.cdec. So, and plus Pipe is very good against March too. So.
Yeah, I'd say it's about like 80% magic damage right now.
Yep. Alright. This game looks like it might be a bit long. Longer than a game where we had a Naga Siren in the first one. But a lot of that came down to LGD.cdec just getting overrun early on in the game.
I'm 95% sure this game will go past 60 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, okay, so both teams have extreme issues pushing into each other.
Yes.
LGD has more things that deal damage to buildings. They have Forge Spirits and Book, but they can't against March. And then LGD.cdec, if they want to ever be on the offensive, they need to set up around the tower with marches and attack the tower. But look at their heroes. Nobody, none of them deal damage to towers.
Nope.
At all.
Even with Alpha Wolf, it's pretty much nothing. So, yeah. They picked a lineup that is extraordinarily good in team fighting and nuking, but for tower pressuring, not so much. But, I mean, if you think about it now, who do you think has the... I'm trying to put this the right way. Who was the best... oh, actually, hold on. Well, let's watch Tyler die. He will BKB, but he's still doomed. He actually might live.
Actually, is going to be fine.
Yeah, Stampede.
He's out of there.
Okay, I thought he was dead.
If I can actually snipe him with a rocket, he might die.
He has mech. He'll just pop that after. Doom did some work, but he could just pop mech, and then he'll be 100% fine. Anyways, the question I wanted to ask you was, who's looking like they're in the best position right now? If this game were to go 60 minutes, who do you think would take it?
LGD.cdec's in the driver's seat right now, for sure.
Okay.
They pretty much dictate the pace of the game, and LGD can only... The only thing they can do is either try to catch the Tinker or react to the lanes getting pushed in, so... It's not a whole lot of room for them to do a whole lot.
It's not the position you want to be in if you're LGD. Stomp up. 333 has his hook shot in 3 seconds. Angelai's trying to juke it. He will blink away. Hooks is available. He's actually going to connect. Angelai, add a result, but he actually catches a creep as well. Not the best. Flare coming through. He actually hits his way out. Disruption. Poison going through. Wave of Tear. No Blink Dagger. They swap back Faith. I think that's Angelai's thanking Faith right now. He's just saying, listen, I owe you one.
Oh yeah, he's probably saying better you than me.
I mean, that's like that's the jerk way of putting it, I guess, in this situation. You're just like...
Hey, it is what it is, though, right?
No, you're absolutely right. They'll take Faith dying over in July 9 times out of 10, so... they'll get a kill.
Last fight. up here in the jungle where they doomed the Razor.
Yeah.
Doom blinked past the Razor, so he had to turn to cast Doom, and because of that, Razor got his BKB off. That was really unfortunate.
It could have been huge. Meanwhile, Smoke of Deceit gank, Flare, they do spot this out. Scorched Earth, Cold Snap, Sunstrike, Double Edge, all of that not killing him. Finally, the Starstorm will. Mystic Flare, BKB, Sylar running right through it. There's the Plasma Field going out. Q getting chased down. Static Link, my god, Sylar is one fast motherfucker. They're going to catch out Q. He'll fall, 2 down, 2 for 0 thus far. Disruption coming out. They will catch Garter. LGD turned the fight around. Tinker nowhere near this engagement. Great Smoke of Deceit gank actually pays off for LGD. Sylar's BKB doing some work there.
Great fight for them. Good smoke. Until Doom has BKB, he pretty much can't be anywhere in the front lines and always just gonna die. He actually had money for it, but he didn't purchase it before he died. Unfortunate. But it's like, hey, we've got kills, now we'll farm the lanes out, push the lanes out, and wait for Tinker to push back the lane. Actually, he might die here.
Oof.
If they can find him, but it's doubtful.
Yeah, and they can't really blink now that the March is up 2. And actually, they just back up. They don't even want to try for it. This is the problem when you don't have somebody like, say, a Clockwork even on your team. It would be nice to have against the Tinker. Just flare consistently over on the side. Get some vision up in the cliffs. Maybe even a Storm. Just somebody to catch out the Tinker. They don't really have that right now, which is probably an issue.
Yeah,
So.
even with those heroes, it's so difficult to catch Tinker. He's in a lane for 5 seconds, you know, unless you're already set up there. It's difficult, and even then, they know you're off the map, so chances are he won't farm anywhere dangerous.
Yeah, I think that's the key. But at what point for LGD do you start putting up maybe, say, those cliff wards that I was talking about? Do you even try to go for that, or you just let him do his own thing? Because I feel like he's going to become more of a nuisance by pushing out these lanes, especially if he heads to, like, say, this top lane currently.
Well, they could do that at any point this game. They could just sit there and camp a lane, but the problem is, Chinese teams play very, you know, conservative. They don't prioritize farming at the map. They want to stick as 5 so they don't, so they can always fight, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They always want to be in a position where they can fight. One hero will push out the lane, the other 4 will be in the jungle nearby them, so that even if they engage, then it's still a 5-on-5. So to actually catch the Tinker, it's extremely difficult for them. They don't... Just LGD has never been a good team about dealing with split push. They're always just been a 5-man team.
Yeah. Those are words you don't want to hear. It's just like, well, we can't really deal with this Tinker right now. God, it's every pub's nightmare. Just have a Tinker just push and push and push with March. So.
You know, the only thing worse than Tinker is his cousin, Techies. I hate all these robot guys. They're so annoying.
I'm not playing all pick ever again, I think.
I've only won with a Techies once on my team. And of course he didn't do anything. He just happened to be on the team that won.
No, you carried him then, is what you're saying.
Wasn't me.
Oh, wow. So modest. You could have easily said, yeah, I carried him, and it would have been fine. Nobody would have known. Oh, man, I like it. Well, yeah, I'm actually never playing all pick until, like, maybe 2 weeks from now when everyone stops playing techies.
Do it with flair.
You know, I wanted to play NEL, but until... The only people that actually play NEL are on EG, and they're all in China.
They're all gone, yeah.
Yeah. So, that sucks.
Well, you gotta get the rest of your team playing NEL, man. Nobody on Navi... I guess Snaking used to play, not really anymore.
They're all stankers.
Like, Korok's too busy playing, like, CSGO and shit. So Snaking. They're all CSGO players.
Sean has fallen to the Dire. Dire's top tower is under attack.
You know, the only reason I'm not a CSGO player is because I'm god-awful. Every time I play for, like, 5 minutes, and I'm like, wow, why'd I even try to play this game? It's not even fun dying.
That's how I feel about Dota, no.
Oh, no. The gray screen.
No, honestly, CS was something I started out with first, so it didn't bother me. Like, even if I die a lot, it's just fun to play that game for me. But I can understand. There's a lot of people... That game is actually freaking hard, too, so...
You know, that's the first game I played when I was, like, 12.
Yep.
And then some guy hacked me and I lost my Steam account and I was really upset. So then I bought another one, and then I was wall hacking and I would only play on Ice World. Have you played that before?
Yes, I loved it. FY Ice World, yeah.
Okay, because I had a Pentium 4 computer and that was the only map I could actually play with.
Oh my god.
And then I had, I used wall hack because it lowered the graphics, and I could actually play without lagging. Like, I could play Dust 2 without lagging when I had wall hack on.
So you played with wall hacks just because it didn't lag your computer?
Well, that was a plus side.
Okay,
I'd play with it anyways.
Oh. Well, Tinker is actually... If they had a cliff ward here, This is what I'm talking about. Gets caught out of position. They find him, though. Air's going to sail through. Maybe he's in trouble. He's got no Blink Dagger. He's going to Dagon. He's going to Ethereal Blade. In July low, but not dead. Now Faith Disruption defensively huge, and they get the kill. The Demonic Purge actually grabbed it. But at the end there, he was trying to TP away. That's a huge pick off. Mid lane fighting happening. Mystic Flare going through. Yao is doomed up. Meanwhile, BKB's pop. Silers is down already. cdec, the Doom, now is BKB'd as well. A lot of damage. That one right click blows up Garter. Q gets hit with, I think, an arrow and falls next. Meanwhile, maybe he's back in the fight. He bought back, but they can't get a kill off the back end of it. And all of a sudden, LGD are taking a couple of fights and maybe looking to push into this tier 2 tower mid.
Ooh. Wow. Okay, so they actually do find the Tinker there, and he buys back, and they can't kill anyone mid, and they die.
So
fortunate.
I think that's maybe worst case scenario, unless they just lose all of their heroes. But
excellent, maybe. I knew that was coming.
Oh, all right. You know what? That wasn't. I didn't even think about that until you said it. The worst is when I actually know that I'm doing a pun. How are they doing it? Like, it's my favorite.
That's the worst one.
That's my favorite. cdec jumps in, 3-3-3, great hook shot, force out everywhere. Now the ice wall on the ground, 3-3-3 still purged up. Stampede, Stomp coming in, will catch on 2. Ghost Scepter, Ethereal Blade, Dagon doing some work, plus the laser. Angeli still alive, blink up, he's gonna get out. Wave of Terror did connect, but he blinked beforehand. Now still chasing, hook shot coming through, actually misses. I think they were looking for Faith, couldn't find him. Yao now getting chased down by the Doom, but they're not going for it. Magic Missile on the Forge Spirits. And that'll be it. Great disengage.
Again, no kills.
Yeah.
That Centaur was so low, and the pipe really saved them there. Good purchase.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go. You have to go for that.
Yeah, I was throwing out smiley faces that don't look very happy. I don't know what that means.
Is that a smiley face? I thought it was just 2 equal signs.
In China, it is.
Okay.
So is this. Oh, I probably shouldn't type, huh?
I mean, you can. You can just don't put it in all chat. Put it in team chat.
Okay, I put it, but it's not showing up.
All right. Well, then I don't know. I don't see it either. So.
All right. Okay, basically, minus space minus. That's if you ever play Chinese pubs, you'll see this face 3,000 times whenever something happens.
So just 2 minuses separated by space. That's it.
Yep. Yep.
What is that? Just a sad face or?
I don't know.
A frowny face. Just 2 characters, actually 3, but we are gonna get unpaused here. And that's the thing. If there's one thing about the Chinese scene that I wish was a bit more active, it's the all chat. Like even Europe's got some all chat. Even SEA has some all chat, man. I saw it the other day. It was like First Departure versus Johnny's Revenge. They were all chatting each other. It's like hell yeah. North America, we know how to do it right.
Not a fan.
No?
No,
So mannered.
Not for me. Like in China, most of these tournaments, if you type anything besides GG or like pause, you get disqualified.
Oh wow, that's.
I'm not kidding.
I guess I like that it's more like honorific, I suppose.
Just different culture.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Wave of Terror coming through. They will try to push this back, but I have the Storm Aghanim Scepter now for Sylar. A purchase picked up not too long ago. And all of a sudden, LGD, they're back in it. The gold lead is actually even at this point. It was a 5,000 gold lead for cdec, which is not a lot, but still they had the lead. Experience-wise, they actually had a 10,000 experience lead that's now down to 5,000 in favor of LGD. So a couple of misplays from cdec have made this game very close and probably actually in LGD's favor.
Experience wins games, man. Definitely. They had such a... They're in quite an advantageous position, and they could have exploited the map to even get further and further ahead. But they didn't, and then they got caught trying to do so. And then they made... it's just bad decisions. They make one bad play after the other, and now it's an even game.
The thing that I think is pretty inherent to me is that, for example, you were talking about farming the map and farming the jungle for cdec, and this Clockwork could have had his Aghanim Scepter a while ago, but he just got it recently, and I think a lot of that has to do with he was just looking for kills in fights, and I understand that. They're looking to be aggressive, but you could also just farm that Ags up and be 10 times more effective in a fight, assuming you don't get blown the hell up, so.
The biggest thing is I want to see the Doom push lanes instead of farm jungle. He's, you know, no one's going to walk up to Doom and casually farm the lane right in front of him, you know?
No,
It's very threatening when he's up on the map on your side.
Yeah, he's very difficult to deal with. You don't know what's happening if there's a Doom in your lane. You don't know if it's bait. You don't know if he's going to jump on top of you. Yeah, he's going to go bottom now, but he, like you mentioned, he's been farming the jungle for some time. Tinker's been doing what Tinkers usually do, and that's just split pushing, coming to fights when necessary. He has Dagon 4. He has Ethereal Blade, so he has the farm. The biggest issue was, I think, right around when Siler got his BKB going, and then all of a sudden they just lost a couple of fights because Siler just went to town. And obviously the pipe as well you talked about from in July. And now that actually Invoker has a Scythe device he just picked up not too long ago as well, so... Oh boy.
Yeah. Look at LGD's movement, how they want to push towers. When they want to push a tower, the Razor sits in the lane and pushes it, while the other four sit off the map in the fog farm and then jungle on their way to him. It's very systematic and it's very consistent with them. So if you know that they're going to do this every time they push a lane, Doom could actually be potentially pushing bottom lane to the tower already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can be doing so much more this game. And then, of course, they don't know that, but a team like LGD have been playing like this consistently for 2 years now, and it hasn't changed.
Well, they will hook shot in. 3-3-3. This is a bold play. He gets blown up, though. In July, he will fall. 2-for-1 trade. Meanwhile, maybe he actually gets the kill on Faith on the backside. They got the kill on Garter as well. They're looking for Doom, who has his BKB popped. Q is there as well. 4-step forward. There's the Hex up on Q. Sunstrike does connect, and the meatball blows him up. Now Siler running amok inside the base, looking to dive, but decides against the tier 3 tower, still full health. And there's no reason to go that far. And yeah, I was actually doomed up as well. Dagon coming through, did some damage. I think that was on the Necro Creep, and maybe backing away now.
Maybe.
They maybe could win this game.
Maybe I will push bottom lane. Maybe I will rearm.
Maybe he TP's top. No, he's gonna go mid. He's gonna try to find Siler. Oh, Siler was not expecting that one.
That's a free frag, big kill.
Yeah, maybe pulled a quick one there. I don't know.
It's like, hey, I forgot there's a tank in the game.
Yeah, Siler he didn't have BKB. He didn't pop mech. Not that it was gonna save him, I don't think, but that's a lapse of, I think, judgment on Siler's part there, so...
Just a lazy play.
Yeah. No reason for him to be there. And, yeah, it gets blown up as well. And actually, 3-3-3 tried to hook in, but maybe he's just like, listen, guys, I'm going to win this game on my own, okay? Just stand back. I'll get a couple kills with this Dagon Ethereal Blade combo. Maybe take this tower. We got it.
There you go.
Oh, come on.
That was a good one. I'm going to call you that every time.
The worst part is I don't even know I'm doing it half the time.
Yeah. I really hate the how ones.
I used to do that all of the time. My favorite one is it's looking a little bit dire for the Radiant team.
Alright.
You like that one? You laughed at that.
Yeah, I did. I liked it. There's so many bad Dota jokes.
There are.
Like, I forgot who said this, but I was watching some casts and the guy said this, and he was like, why do they call it a Dagon? And he was like, when you use a Dagon.
Yeah, that was great. That's a great joke. That's a Gerg joke, actually.
It's so bad, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's a dad joke is what it is, really. It's a really bad dad joke.
Like those.
They're funny. Well, now all of a sudden the shoe is on the other foot, to use a cliche. And there's a Doom and the hook shot. Great coordination, but 4-staff comes out, so Siler stays alive. They swap him back, however. Now Q looking for the magic missile. It will hit. Great defensive disruptions. Doom's still going. The Ancient Seal as well, but he's just too damn tanky. BKB up for the Doom now, getting chased down. This is their time for LGD to turn this. Garda will be the first to fall and maybe the only casualty after, of course, Q going down. Blink forward from Yao. CDEC 3-3-3 trying to TP out. Cold Snap not available, but the stomp is. And July jumps in. The arrow connecting as well. Static Link from Siler just to get a little bit of extra damage there. They do lose the tier 2 tower, but they gain 3 kills.
Okay, so when you doom a target, usually you want to focus them, right? But they made a big mistake there committing when they can easily disengage from that fight. And they chased them. They already took the tower. You know, there was no reason for them to even go for that kill there at all.
Right.
They should have just doomed him, backed off, and taken the tower if they even wanted to use a doom in the first place. I think they could have just gotten it and backed off. Yeah, they didn't need to. It's a big mistake that happens to a lot of teams when they play Doom.
They get over aggressive. You say, listen, I got this guy Doom, but I mean, you're fighting a guy with like, what, 3,000 some odd HP and 16 armor, so... Well, it's not the easiest thing to bring down that Razor anymore, especially because he has that Heart of Frask. Centaur is looking like he's building either towards, I think, a Shiva's. Although I'm pretty sure they have one already. Maybe not. I thought they did. No, I think that's on the other side.
Yep, cdec has the Shivas, I think. Yeah, on Doom.
Is that a Shivas or is it an Assault Cuirass for the Centaur?
I think Shivas,
Okay.
but he would have bought it already.
He's saving up a lot of money.
He was investing.
Yeah. Hoping to get that interest. Siler's going to head to the Roche Pit now. I'll throw it in the Medallion. Arrow. And what's happening on the side of LGD.cdec? They're just farming top. It looks like they're not really going for this, or they have no idea that it's happening. Probably the latter. But they will flare there. Now they have
an idea. It's just they're playing too scared. They don't see any heroes on the map, so they instantly group up and hold hands. But it's not the right play. You have to take some risks, especially if you're playing against the Dire team. Like, it's gonna take Roche over and over. Oh, he hooked in, but I don't think he's gonna be able to do anything here.
That was just glorious.
He kidnapped the cheese.
Did he really?
He did.
Wow. Okay. So he got a little bit more than I expected. I didn't even. Yeah, I guess that was roast cheese. So cheese roast rather.
It actually worked out. Oh yeah, misclicked. He hexed the Centaur.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have gotten it off, even if he. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he probably just clicked it on the area he was when he already TP'd out and happened to click the Centaur.
I wanna ask you something.
My favorite color is red.
Okay. That's about on the lines I was asking, but okay. Quick cast. What do you think about it?
What?
Quick cast. You know what quick cast is?
Oh, I do. I use it all the time.
Okay.
Big fan.
All right. That's all I wanted to know. You've answered it for me.
If you guys don't know what it is, try it out.
I've heard it's quite good, but I just feel like my first couple of games while using it is going to be awful, so I'm probably just going to practice with bots, so.
Yeah, there's some heroes that you obviously don't want to use it on, like Faceless Void. At TI, actually, I used it on Void, and it was disgusting.
So, for those of you that don't know what quick cast is, I guess I'll elaborate real quick. Especially if you have a targeted ability and you press your ability button, say, for example, not hookshot. Well, actually, hookshot would work. MMY gets blown up by said hookshot, but it's essentially you press the button, like a QWER, and it casts it where your mouse cursor is pointed, so you don't have to left click. It pretty much just takes out the left click. That's a courier that just goes down to Silo randomly, and that also had 3,550 on it. That was a Lincoln Sphere recipe. Nope, actually that's the wrong one. That's a refresher orb that actually is gone. So that's Doom's refresher, I believe.
That sucks. But basically, quick cast. I would say the biggest upside for it is Blink Dagger. When you are playing like Puck or something, and you phase, and your Blink Dagger is on cooldown because you got hit and you took damage, you can blink much faster out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
the best thing. For a quick cast, I recommend having a separate set of hotkeys for normal cast, and also for items. Like what I do is I have 3 items that are a quick cast, and I have 3 that are not. So when I have like Blink Dagger, Yules, and Force Snap or whatever, I can use it.
Doom, Siler got his BKB off. Faith got obliterated. Hookshot in. They will lock him in with Cogs, but Siler's going to try to eat his way out of there. Dagon, Ethereal Blade going through now. Siler taking heavy damage. He's about to go down, but he does have, in fact, the Aegis. Meanwhile, nobody on the Radiant side has died yet. Q getting chased down. BKB 4 in July. Looking to get a stomp here. cdec's Doom absolutely obliterated. Not dead yet, though. In July's got the Lincoln Sphere on him. Q getting low as well. They've got to back off. 333 cannot do nearly enough damage against Sylar. However, he's trying his damnedest. A 1-for-1 trade plus Aegis going through. Now Q about to fall. Tornado misses the right click. That'll be enough. They will catch Tornado on Garter, it looks like. Concussive shot going in Ice Wall. Mech keeps him up. Big stomp. And obviously the double edge to clean him up. And that's a 3-for-1 trade plus Aegis. And LGD come out way ahead there.
Man, this game is just like... the more experienced team just wins. They make better decisions. Like, they went on the guy with Aegis, who is the Razor. Extremely tanky, 3.5k HP. There's a Centaur ultimate to save him if he gets out of the cogs eventually. He can even just... He doesn't have to get Force Staff. He can just sit there and auto-attack the cogs 3 times and then run out. Like, it's not a good idea to go on that guy, especially when all the lanes were, you know, nobody was in the other lanes pushing him out at all. So, of course, they're sitting behind them, quick to react.
Faith had the most aggressive blink forward, though. It turned out that it really didn't matter, but he got blown up. But, yeah, they tried to bring down Sylar, and they did. They actually killed him quickly, all things considered, but the second time they just had nothing to nuke him down with, so they had to back up. They were all solo as well. I mean, there was nothing they could do there. So they'll get the kills. The March is going to stop them from pushing into the tier 3 tower, which I'm sure they're annoyed by. But Refresher Orb is almost done for Sylar now. In fact, he's probably got enough gold to buy it. So that's huge. That's a huge item purchase.
And once you get that item, the hero's so dumb.
And then it's just lightning everywhere.
Yeah.
Stampede, Sylar gets out alive. Doom is... Oh, they could have went on that. That was sketchy.
Yeah. Even though they have an obs there, they don't feel comfortable taking the fight without Invoker. He TP'd up top.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's just
down.
they don't take any risks at all, regardless of how far up they are.
It's just that old style of Dota where this is what we saw a lot of, I think, at TI2 and maybe even a little bit after that. It's just very patient farm, see if you can get all of your items up and then fight when you feel comfortable, which isn't a bad style, especially against a Tinker. It works out. But they haven't been able to take the base yet, and this game would be they'd feel much more comfortable if they could get a tier 3 in a set of racks, but that's a Mont note. That's pretty obvious. Jesus.
You know, there are some carry players that play really up in your face, and they bluff a lot. You know, they play up alone right in front of your face, thinking, oh, maybe his team's behind him or whatever. And most of the time they're not. But on the off chance that they are, you're just picking a fight you're gonna lose.
Right.
Because you'll get counter-initiated. But you know, a lot of people do that. Arteezy does it he does it quite a bit. Havas does that. Zhou was pretty much the only Chinese carry that used to do that. But everyone knew Zhou did that, so they just went to gank him and they killed him over and over and over, and he would just feed. And it looked like he was a complete noob. But if you're playing against it, it looks like, oh, this guy's gonna die right now. Bench the spirit.
Yeah, Q's done. 3-3-3 also is gonna fall. Great, nice smoke coming out from LGD. They grabbed 2. Obviously, you'd like to get a Tinker or maybe someone higher value, but two heroes going down, that's huge. So, and actually, Tinker just says, listen, I'm just going to be as annoying as possible and push out this bottom lane and just try to get this tier 1 tower, which is at 155 health. This thing has been there for some time now. Are they going to kill it? No. He doesn't stay. He could have maybe gotten that. He could have gotten that.
It's not worth dying. He his last death, or his last at his last death he bought out. So his buyback is up, but it will be an extremely long respawn if he chooses not to buy out.
Ooh, you don't want that. He does. He's getting up there now in terms of 6 slottedness. Get rid of that soul ring. Maybe buy a bloodstone. I don't know though. This is where it kind of gets. I can usually guess the first couple of items that Tinker will build. At this point now, I'm just kind of like, well, what do you buy next? At this point,
BKB.
All right.
He pretty much if he gets hexed, he's gonna die. Invoker has Blink Force, and he can sit in Ghost Walk looking for him, just trying to hunt him in team fights. So he has to make sure he doesn't get disabled, or else he's just gonna die and lose the fight completely.
So BKB the choice for Tinker. Don't see too often, but I think it'll work. He's actually switching between his bottle and his scythe just to make sure he can regen up quicker in the well. No surprise there. This is where really good Tinker players start becoming outstanding. They just are really good with their item management. They're really good about pushing out lanes, getting their combo and rotation. So Yao's invis actually. Let's see if Yao finds him. Tornado. Oh, the blink away. Wow. Maybe dodged a bullet there. And actually, LGD are looking for a kill in the jungle. They might find In July. This could be what they need. Stampede is going to go, but the hookshot will connect on In July. He pops the BKB. There is the Doom going through as well. A bit late, obviously. Yet again, the BKB is starting to help out because of it. Refresher's going to go. Who's going to Doom this time around? Well, it's not going to be out because he's going to be dead. Actually, it is. He goes down, though, but at the tail end of it, and maybe comes through. He uses his, at least one of his full rotations. Then they grab 2 kills and dead for 80 seconds, respectively, or both of them actually 80 seconds. Says they both do have buybacks, so not the worst thing in the world, but that's a nice little set of pickups there for LGD. See that?
Yeah, it's a good opening. They should push. They should push into their base and force buyouts at least. It's quite unfortunate the Invoker went down. He had quite a bad BKB usage there. He should have either blinked out when the stun was coming or BKB'd it. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just going to ask, do you think that maybe LGD should have pushed by now into the tier 3 tower? Just said, listen, we know they have March there. It's going to be tough, but they could have pushed potentially.
They're trying to catch the Tinker first. They want to catch him before pushing because they know he has a buyback. They want to force him to use buyback, then do Roche while he buys back, or as he buys back, and play the game safely. That's why the Invoker was sitting top lane, Ghost walked looking for him, and he was really close, but he couldn't get him.
Well, Arrow sails through, LGD back up now, or CDEC back up rather. I feel like if they're looking to just try to catch up this Tinker, by the time he buys back, and yeah, they'll get Roche, but he'll have buyback again at some point. 3-3-3 jumping in on Sylar. This could be big. 4 staff out though, and another one as well. He's already at half health. He gets mech'd up. Dig and Faith gets obliterated. That'll be the Tinker again. Arrow sailing through does not connect. Is this their time for CDEC maybe to go up to the high ground here? They will have to fight into Sylar's Refresher Eye of the Storm if that is the case, but it looks like now they go back to Roche.
Yeah, they still want to make LGD fight them outside at Roche.
Well,
the physical
LGD's
damage
going.
on CDEC's team is just not there at all. All their damage comes from spells right now at this point. Oh, poking on Sylar. Tinker's TP and big Doom on him before the BKB.
Oh, there's the Stampede. Sylar gets swapped back. It looks like he's the Lincoln Sphere on him. He will fall, though. He does go down. He buys back immediately. Doom. He already refreshed. Actually, it's still on cooldown for 33 seconds. 4 staff. Deafening Blast does not connect. There's the Hex up on Yao, just pushing him back. Hook shot in from 3-3-3. He wants this kill, but the BKB is popped. Yao getting kind of low, however, just from right click alone. July stomping on 3-3-3. The rest of the squad have retreated. CDEC don't want any part of that engagement. And they do have to buy back on Sylar, but now they can take Aegis here. That's
all
huge.
worth it for Roche.
Yeah. He didn't even refresh in that fight. I guess he didn't need to because the fight was over by the time he got back into it, so.
Yeah.
And maybe he's just being annoying again. TPing top, pushing out the wave, getting towards that tier 3 tower. Tier 2 is still available in that bottom lane. Maybe he'll go there next, but with them and Roshan, it's going to be kind of dangerous. So he actually just goes back top. He'll throw out the march yet again, and this time maybe put some chip damage on the tier 3 tower.
I'm a little bit worried for CDEC. Even if they can kill people, they pretty much have to wipe LGD twice, because once they buy back, they won't be able to kill him again. Like, Tinker's gonna do damage as long as they catch him first, and disable them before they use BKB, but when they BKB, the only thing Tinker can really do is try to get out of the fight. There's never gonna be any physical damage on CDEC's team, and that is quite unfortunate in the late game, where it matters the most.
Yeah, and he's actually going for a soul booster, so a Bloodstone is going to be maybe his next pickup. Wow. Yep, alright. I mean, it'll keep him tanky. He'll be able to respawn quickly, too, if he gets a couple of kills and gets those stacks up, though.
Bloodstone's great.
Let's be out.
It's a really good late game Tinker item, for sure.
Yeah, you know, I was questioning you when you said this game might go 60 minutes, but looks like you've hit the nail on the head.
Neither team just has a way to end the game, unless they catch Tinker off guard without buyback.
Which he does have buyback, in case anyone's wondering.
It's basically never gonna happen.
I just, them going high ground is so difficult. March is already coming out. Wave of Terror.
Oh, they got Aegis.
They
it's not
do
too bad for
Refresher Eye of the Storm. Blink, there's a Doom coming in. Sylar in trouble. Still has his Aegis, by the way. Meanwhile, damage is going through. Another Doom going to go out. That's going to be on in July. So all of a sudden, LG have to back off. With the Demonic Purge coming through, maybe jumps in and snipes one. That'll be Faith. 4 staff away from Sylar, still getting low. He's going to try to turn and fight the Centaur Conqueror Stomp used by the Doom. Yao hexed up as well from CDEC and maybe coming in as well. There's another Dagon. Maybe gets the double kill. Couple buybacks coming through from the Radiant side. There's the Aegis arrow not connecting now. Sylar, Eye of the Storm. He refreshes. BKBs, pops it again. Now the lightning is there. Zap, zap. He's still going to work. Up in the air, that's going to be the Doom. Will he take the damage and go down here? Shiva's Guard going through. Nice hook shot back in, but it doesn't matter. The Doom falls. Ultra kill for Yao. Going to work with the Force Spirits and the right click. Looking for the Rampage on 3-3-3. Can he get this kill? No cold snap. There's the Hex. Sylar's going to go and do most of the damage here. Will they give him the Rampage? I think it might be too late. And now 3-3-3 will go down. That'll be Sylar getting the kill, maybe. He's up and ready to go. No. Centaur Conqueror Stomp as Doom is bought back into the game. Sylar statically going to work. Maybe. No Ghost Scepter. He's not refreshing it. It doesn't have the mana for it as well. About to go. The Shiva's Guard double kill for Sylar. Tinker buys back in July. About to stomp, but there's going to be the Ice Wall coming through as well. They get the kill on Yao. In July, stomping it up. Now Sylar digging. He has no Aegis this time around. He's got a BKB, and now he actually gets cheesed by In July. Sylar about to go back in. It looks like Static Link, but he blinks away. TP home, and it looks like the fight might end. No, the stomp they catch maybe. Eye of the Storm gets popped yet again. Maybe trying to bring down In July. There's the Ghost Scepter, the physical damage doing work, but Demonic Purge coming in from Faith, and now this should grab the kill finally, and no buyback for maybe. He's down for 126 seconds, and no Bloodstone to help him out with that.
That's Well, this game's over. Just like that.
That was the best. Best way to end the game. Alright, it's over. Q actually says no thank you. Mystic Flare actually doing a ton of damage, and Doom. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Hook shot in July. Oh my goodness. Disruption. That'll save in July for a moment, but he's still gonna fall. Moonlight Shadow did go, but they've got sentries all over the place, and he's done. They didn't even take a tier 3 tower out of that.
You know, the Razor got Ancient Sealed and Doom level deathed him, and it did like over 1,000 damage.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I want to see like a Dig and E-Blade Doom one of these days with a Veil or something.
You got
Just
it, man.
level death people.
I'll build it for you.
I think it'll own. I mean, he doesn't right-click in fights anyways.
No. Shouldn't have mana issues, right? I get out of this mode.
No, not at all.
No, yeah. Dagon E-Blade. Yeah, but what are the alternatives? Blink, Sheep's Guard, BKB, Aghanim, Scepter, Refreshers, what Kaka has currently. Whew, okay, well, LGD.cdec, they're not going quietly. They want this game and they want to prolong it. And they might just do that. Buyback status, by the way, in July doesn't have one, nor does the Razor. They actually used it not too long ago, at least for the Razor. In July, I just don't think it's enough money. Clockwork looking to go in, maybe not. Q. Taking some Demonic Purge damage and Shadow Poison as well. Hook shot in, 3/3/3 wants to fight. Faith, self-disruption, doesn't get it off. Ancient Seal doing the work there. And they get a kill. Arrow sailing? Oof.
And now they'll run away, because Razor's up.
Like, oh shit, Refresher. We don't have our Tinker. Tinker's actually up in 1. If they want to fight this, they can.
Look at how much damage it did to the mid tower. It's nothing.
This is... I'm going to just say that this could theoretically, if they farm up buybacks again, this could go another 10 minutes easily.
Yeah, I don't think cdec will push at all. I think they'll push the wave and see they can't push and back up.
It's just the most, like, non-committal game, or just I guess non-committal because they can't push at all. Both teams.
Yeah. This is also their elimination match, you know? No mistakes can be made.
They've made a couple in the mid-game, but they've been pretty good, you know, 40 minutes and after.
Yeah. They just don't want to screw up, you know, at all at this point. They want to make sure if they go for a push that they can 100% take the push. They're actually still going to try. Alright.
This is their all-in, potentially. Lincoln Sphere actually gets purchased up by Invoker. He has no buyback. Maybe not the best time for that, Yao, but it's still down for a minute 30 anyway, so I suppose that the benefits outweigh the negatives here. Blink Stomp, they catch out Q, but he gets hexed immediately, and Doom forced out. Now Refresh as well. That'll be Sylar using his second ultimate. Doom can't get his second Doom off. He BKBs, however, but they already killed 3/3 immediately. He buys back, but look at the damage being dealt to Doom currently. Maybe he's nowhere near here. He actually blinked in further, gets disrupted.
No, he got disrupted.
Meanwhile, back at the fight here, Sylar getting very low. Does he have buybacks? The real question. He actually has it, but he won't die just yet. Maybe, meanwhile, getting caught out by In July. In July going to get hexed up. He's going to refresh real quick, but he actually blinks away. Arrow sailing through. Faith looking for the kill. Maybe gets out just in time. A 3-for-1 trade, rather, as they lost the Clockwork, and he bought out as well.
Just another awkward fight where they trade a couple heroes and can't do anything.
This is a game of just patience and then balls to the wall action. It's just like, in 1 minute, it's just like, well, they're just going to farm for another 5 minutes. And then next minute, it's just like, well, they're going to fight for another 5 minutes. This is great. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I don't think you sign up for a 60-minute long game, though.
That's alright. Expected it.
As soon as you saw the Tinker, you're like, well, we're in for one.
Yeah.
Blink. Doom actually missed the Razor.
Blinked right out. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, Doom is like, I don't want to be part of that. And LGD traveling as a team now. So we're getting to, I guess, what you consider the ultra late game. There's a Diffusal on MMY who started off maybe having the worst Mirana support roam that I've seen out of him ever. So he's actually pretty farmed. You have Razor, who is 6-slotted, other than maybe having bots instead of phase boots. And he's got a Lincoln Sphere too. So yeah, actually that's huge. I think that's pretty big.
You know, in the beginning of the game,
the Venge and Skywrath Mage had like 3 levels over the Shadow Demon and the Mirana. And now the farm is just completely switched, you know? The Shadow Demon and Mirana have so much more farm than the supports.
Yeah, they've been involved in a lot of fights, and I think the key is Faith not dying. You look at the thing; she's got 12 deaths. Faith's only died 9 times, which I guess is still a lot, but it's a bit different. I mean, you've been throwing your body with swaps at the other team, so
yeah.
Ooh, this could be tricky. Roche just respawned. LGD are smoked up, or CDEC rather, are smoked up. The rest of LGD. Oh, Salar BKB. Did he get the Doom off? I'm not sure. It might have been pop of the Lincoln Sphere. Meanwhile, the Doom get obliterated by the Eye of the Storm. Yeah, the Lincoln Sphere helping out. Meanwhile, Salar still getting low. He will fall. He has to buy back immediately. 3-3-3. Now getting low as well, but he goes Scepter's up. He stays alive. Tornado going through. Misses actually on the backside. Maybe is going in July. Misses the stop. MMY hexed up. Maybe running away now on the backside. They will grab the kill finally on 3-3-3. A 1-for-1, but the buyback forced out of Sylar. That's a big deal, but now LGD jump right into the pit.
It's a big win, but of course, Roche is up, so it doesn't matter. Actually,
it's gotta be Sylar, right?
Slot for anything.
Does Sylar just sell something here, or what?
No, I think someone else will take it.
Yeah, you don't want to get rid of your phase boots, although that's an option. He actually
I think Centaur will take one, and Invoker will drop his book.
Sylar dropped his refresher orb. He picked up the Aegis.
That's actually fine, because he can BKB ult and then switch it out.
Yes. Let's be careful in the fight, but... Alright, let's see if somebody can break base. We've been waiting 63 minutes to see that exact thing happen, and nobody's been able to do it. So... Q is actually getting chased down. Faith is going to blink and disrupt. Or poison first, then disrupt. And the Soul Catcher, Sunstrike, doing some damage. Maybe blows up Faith with the Dagon E-Blade. And now In July has to back up. BKB still going. Doom doing some work there. Maybe actually getting a kill, I believe, on Faith. But they also lost Q yet again. And the rocket's flying. And is this going to be it? BKB popped for Sylar. He actually popped the BKB. Refreshed. Put the BKB back on him, which is not refreshed. And now he's going to work, and he's going to pop his second Eye of the Storm. I think he's got 2 Eye of the Storms. Yes, in fact, he does. This Tier 3 tower is still alive. It's taking a kicking, though, and Sylar is finally going to bring it down. So after all of that work, the first Tier 3 falls, and it is in the mid lane, and they're going to take a Rax potentially as well. They're not fighting. They have to defend this melee, but it looks like it's going to go down without so much as a peep. Doom going to come through? No. The Lincoln Sphere, now the Doom goes in. Sylar, he does have Aegis, but he does not have buyback. He's down for only 4 seconds. In July, Moonlight Shadow. There's the Shiva's Guard. Maybe jumps in. He wants to get this kill on Sylar. He has no BKB for 10 seconds. He's not done yet. Second Doom on Sylar. Is it enough for them to get this kill? Stampede away. He's still alive. Maybe looking for the blink. Will he get there? No, he turns back towards the fight. He wants MMY. Already a 1-for-1 trade as Doom does go down. MMY silenced up and taking some damage. In July, the focus target. Sylar did go down on the backside somehow. It was from the Doom, it looks like. MMY now getting chased down by the Shiva's Guard. Leap up in 6, but not quite there. Arrow connecting, but not doing much. Regen Rune only helps him for a second, and the flare cleans up. Sylar has no buyback, I believe, for another 3 minutes and 19 seconds. So now, they lost their melee racks, but they had a huge fight.
This actually might be the beginning of something.
What can they get off the back of this, though?
They can get mid tower, possibly mid racks. I think they should definitely force it. They have buybacks only on Centaur, actually. Mirana's 200 gold off a buyback. This could be much more than a Rax, actually, if they just engage on someone they see. But of course, they don't know if they have buyback or not. Centaur bought out.
Well, that's something. Sylar's still down for 30 some odd seconds. They can still defend this. Stomp actually misses on everybody. BKB for the Doom. Angel's in trouble. He can't really afford to go down. Hookshot connected on somebody.
Tinker's hexed.
Meanwhile,
that's not good.
Maybe he's in way too deep here. He's going to get forced out and falls. Will he buy back? I don't know if he has it. He does, but he's not using it.
He's not using it.
Meanwhile, Q gets blown up. In July hits a huge 3-man stomp. They're still going. Back. She's back up on In July. He's silenced. Buyback coming in. Hookshot connects on Yao. Dagon on Faith keeps him alive. Maybe he's back in the fight. There's the Doom coming through as well. And they will try to get this kill on In July, and they might just get it. And no! Oh, he was so close, but it looks like actually the homing missiles didn't get him. Concussive shot. Actually, the Doom gets him with a level death, but Sylar is back up, so now we play the game of let's retreat again, let's not fight into this, we don't have buyback on our Tinker. And
run! The scary guy with the whip is up!
Yeah, seriously. 4k HP too. ridiculous. 66 minutes. 66.
I feel like he just should have bought out earlier. Tinker, if he came back into that fight a bit earlier, they might have been able to get some more kills.
I think they thought that they were going to retreat afterwards, and he didn't have to use it, maybe? And then they could have just backed? I don't know. Well, this game is exceeding expectations for sure. Anyone that doesn't think cdec is a strong team after this performance is, well, it's only one game, I suppose, but still, it's been pretty impressive. They've made a couple of mistakes, as have both teams, but I don't know.
Yeah, they show some good plays along with some bad plays, but they're definitely, you know, a contender for sure.
They just need to, and it's not even over for them yet. They still obviously have a really good shot at taking this game. Sylar's limited buyback status is actually, he'll have 160 gold, and then obviously in 40 seconds he'll have it, so not the worst thing in the world, but
Coming in.
cdec aren't ready to roll over yet, despite having no buybacks on their squad. And they have yet to get, I think, a single Roshan. I'm pretty sure they've all went to LGD, which is, it's not.
They got the last hit on one of them, and then on the swamp, and Salah walked back in and took the Aegis,
he snatched the Aegis, yep.
That was it. You know, it really sucks to play a support in this kind of game that doesn't progress in the game. Like Skywrath Mage can't really farm. Well, he can, but he's not the fastest farmer. Venge, same thing, single target. She can farm, but she didn't really take the time in-game to farm the lanes because she's, you know, setting up ganks, moving on the map, and saving people. But, you know, even though she has more CS than the Shadow Demon or whatever, they have more objectives, he's been in more kills. And he just has more gold. You know, the Blank Forest, and he's got 3k. Same with the Mirana.
Yeah, this is really good for... This is a game where Mirana's just like, yes, finally. I get right-click damage with my Diffusal Blade, and the Lincoln Sphere is not bad to have either, and a Force Staff. Just a little bit of extra mobility.
The farm on cdec is just so focused heavily on the Tinker that everyone else is poor. You know? Like, Doom is fine, because he can always farm with Devour, but the supports are not really going to get anything the whole game.
Yeah, and I feel like that's one of the big problems with this hero, is just that if he's doing what he's doing, which is pretty much the right thing, you're just not going to get any farm on anybody else. Like, all that Clockwork has purchased after he's got his Blade Mail and Aghanim Scepter has been a Force Staff and a Ghost Scepter, which it's 70 minutes in. So you'd expect to have a bit more farm for a guy that's been involved. And about 32 kills, so 31 kills.
It's just awkward to sit in a lane and farm with Clockwork when you have, like, your ultimate up and you want to pressure heroes. Same with Venge and Skywrath, you know. But at some point in the game, they do need to take the time to just gear.
cdec's looking to make a wraparound here. Faith will spot it out first. BKB's gonna go. Yao actually throws up the tornado, but BKBs are popped everywhere. 3-3-3. The first to get focused down. He's gonna force to the low ground. Doom now popped up on Siler, but he's already gotten his Eye of the Storm off twice. Getting low. He will have buyback if he goes down here. In fact, will. Maybe Day gets him down, but maybe does not have buyback. He's down for 2 minutes at, well, at least 77 seconds. Hookshot coming back in. Nicely done. On to 3. Faith now disrupting himself in July. Stomp going. There's the level death as well. Faith getting low. Now LGD starting to run over them despite not having, obviously, maybe. In July, about to go down. 1 for 2 trades so far. Hookshot going into the MMY, but he'll be safe. On the backside of things, the level death catches out Faith. He'll go down. Shiva's Guard used just kind of prematurely. MMY right-clicking on cdec. It's 3-3-Y. He's already used the Diffusal Blade and gets the kill with it as well. Now, there's the Ghost Scepter up on Garter. Tornado flying through, just narrowly misses. He's still trying to get out. There's the TP back in, this time from Faith, who has bought back. They want to get this kill. There's the Diffusal Blade. They'll leave him alone for now. Now they want to go straight for the tier 3. No, they want this kill, and they'll grab it. Gem now on the deck. MMY says, listen, just leave it there. Let's push into the tier 3 tower, damn it. They also had Sylar back. He's back into the engagement. He actually walked all the way from one of the towers, the tier 3, I believe, as he has no bots. Actually, did he not even go down in that fight? No, he did. Okay.
He did. Well, quite unfortunate. The Tinker mispositioned himself on the cliff, and he blinked over the cliff instead of, like, underneath. Into, like, quite a bad spot. He blinked in the middle of, like, 3 heroes and just got focused down.
Well, it could be the start of the end of this game. Now it's a set of Rex mid and a set of Rex top as well as, of course, the Force Spirits and Catapults cleaning it up. So, not over yet. Obviously, you're a Tinker. You can come back from 2 sets of Rex down, but they really need to get something on the board here. They did force the buyback of Sylar. He gets a pretty nice CD rune. Roche is up in less than a minute, it looks like, or about a minute. So that's huge. All right. 71 minutes in. We're not done yet.
Cat in the Hat 14 would like to give a shout out to Peter Curley, also known as Potato. He plays the best Pudge I've ever seen, and also the worst Pudge I have ever seen. It just depends on the day and how many drinks he's had, but I like you, Pete. You're a nice guy.
Wow. The famed Cat in the Hat 14 shoutouts. It's at 72 minutes in. That's how you know you're getting a good shout out.
Yeah.
LGD versus LGD.cdec, man. This game's not even... I guess it could be close to over here. Dire keep pressuring, but Tinker does have buyback now, so...
And Tinker's just building interest. There's nothing for him to buy. He can buy a new BKB, but his current one's already only 8 seconds.
He's used it
like,
twice,
alright.
yeah. That Bloodstone has turned out to really not be the best investment. It only has 5 charges, but I guess it could be worse.
He could buy a new one if you wanted, but
Yeah.
I don't know how much that would do.
And get back up to those 8 charges. Spend like...
Maybe it's time for the Necro Book and the Manta style on chickens. Keep them off onto the side here and just push waves.
I'm surprised we actually haven't seen that yet. He's got plenty of farm, but then again, it's mostly just spent about saving for buyback. They smoke up. This could be big for him.
Yeah, LGD's actually split a bit.
MMY is up in the top lane, but he'll probably make the smart decision and just TP out now, realizing he might be in trouble. Roshan is up. If cdec somehow swing a Roshan here, it could be the biggest thing. Oh, BKB. Yao popped that preemptively. Meanwhile, Hex, that's going to be up on Faith. He's dead. He has no buyback. Magic Missile going on the Forge Spirits, and obviously the Necro Warrior is going to get eaten by cdec's very own Doom. And they will now try to get into the Roche Pit for the first time in the game, and actually receive the Aegis and Cheese. Or they'll just sit outside. They still feel a bit uncomfortable here, it looks like.
Yeah, their damage for Roche completely sucks.
Yeah, this is about the same problem that you have when you have no right click for towers.
Yeah.
Similar concept.
That's the biggest flaw in their lineup, but they can fight well, they just don't have any right click.
They don't even have a medallion. They don't really have armor reduction, I don't think at all. Yep. So they'll go to the tier 3 tower here, or they'll be at the steps, and they'll make a aggressive play here, but I don't know if they're actually going to go for this. This is maybe a last all-in ditch effort. Sylar getting hooked up, but he's going to BKB. Doom hasn't gotten off yet. EMP going out. Doom will be on in July. Swap coming through. QO going to go ahead and Magic Missile on in July. cdec's very own Doom jumping in again. There's another Lincoln Sphere, but it looks like Sylar is just whipping him into shape. 2 dead already. This was not their fight, but they had to do it sooner or later. Q getting brought down as well. Doom buys back and TP's in. There's 2 dead now on the side of the Radiant, but already that's it. They lose a couple of heroes, and LGD will go right into Roshan, and I think this is probably it.
How many times have we seen this where cdec tries to go for high ground, LGD buys out, and then they just do Roche? They need to get this objective out of the map, because now once LGD uses their buybacks, they can actually, they have Aegis and Cheese, so they're not going to die in the fight. They'll never be able to end the game if the cycle just continues over and over. I know their team sucks for doing Roche, but they need to actually sit in there and do it to make the enemy team respond and actually use their buybacks if they have them up.
Yeah.
They just need to force a fight outside their base, or else they're going to use buybacks and keep doing the same thing.
Oh, God.
This Clockwork's falling down.
Rip.
Tin Man battle plan, goodbye.
Indeed, Clockwork will fall. 47 to 53 the kill total in this game. And it's not even like LGD have a great Roshan lineup either. They have a bit of right click. But to be fair, Roshan is pretty tanky at this point, so difficult to do, I suppose. But cdec, I agree with you. They needed to get in there. I think that's really one of the biggest flaws of this game for cdec, was just not ever getting into Roche. And when they did, the Aegis got snatched. So this game started balling out of control, and now it's the last set of racks, and that'll probably do it.
When you go for high ground, the biggest mistake you can make is trying to kill the enemy's heroes, because you use so many resources into killing the heroes that they just buy back, and once they buy back and come kill you, now they can, it's not worth it at all. You lose so much.
Zoning out and trying to get the tier 3 in the set of racks, but that's hard to do, obviously.
It is, but every fight you see the Tinker blinking in past the tower, Dagon e-bleeding the support hero, as well Razor zones the rest of his team in the front, and it's just, they'll never actually chip away at the buildings at this rate.
Nope, and with 2 sets of racks down, and maybe potentially a third here in just a minute, It's looking like 76 minutes might be how long this game takes to end. Maybe a couple more. Unless CDEC can have a miraculous fight here. Buyback status, only the Tinker has it. On the other side, it's both Sylar and MMY. Two of your hard right clickers at this point. Sylar's going to get pushed back with concussive shot. Flare and March will clear the creep wave. They actually brought another creep wave from the top and mid lane into, of course, this bottom lane area. TP coming through from the Tinker. BKB pop from Sylar and the Doom as well. They get the Doom off, but he did pop his BKB. Lincoln Sphere is still up, mind you. Maybe in trouble. There's the Sunstrike going through. He'll have to buy back. Absolutely. Sylar getting low. Does he have the Aegis? Yes, absolutely. Looks like he have to put the refresher back on the courier. He's not even dead yet. Still doomed up, but it doesn't matter. Double kill for Sylar. They're about to take this and maybe the game. The Cogs actually kill him. Now in July is hexed up. Hookshot into him. Maybe Dagon E-Blade. He'll fall. Now Sylar actually backs up. They can't take the tier 3 just yet. Will they make another go of it? There's only 2 heroes alive, and if they can pick up 3-3-3, which they tried, Faith is going to disrupt. Arrow actually misses. There's going to be the Soul Catcher disruption coming through. Now the Static Link going in as well. Maybe has to go back to the well. There's the Cogs on top of it all. 3-3-3 about to fall, and will. Only 1 hero alive, and it's the one that's done the most work this game for CDEC. It's going to be maybe, but at this point, the tier 4 towers are gone. The creeps overrunning the base, and LGD about to take the series, and will. They take it 2-0 CDEC. Damn, with a great game, but no such luck in getting this game going their way. It's going to be LGD 2-0.
I felt this way yesterday about CDEC also. Sometimes they're at a really good spot and they can potentially win, but their inexperience shows. They make some small mistake and the other team bounces right back into it.
So, that'll be it for this series.
You said maybe again. You were like, shit, what'd you say? You were like, I don't know, but you said it in that whole last team fight, and I was going to call you out on it, but it's okay. I'll do it now.
God. Listen, I think any caster is going to say that word, regardless of him being in the game or not. So,
oh, I know, that's the best part.
You just can't help it. You just can't help it, ladies and gentlemen. That'll do it for this series. I'm actually pretty sure they've already started the other series right now, so hopefully I'll be able to get in there and get that next series started as quickly as possible. Again, my name is Mont. Thanks for joining us, guys. With me is Brax from Navi US. Go ahead and follow him, twitter.com/BraxLikesDota. You can follow me at twitter.com/MontDota as well on Twitter. Next game, Vici Gaming versus Cloud9. Are you going to be joining me, or are you done for the night? I don't know after that one.
The Cat in the Hat 14 is done for the night.
All right, so that'll be me. Brax, thank you so much for joining me. And any shout-outs or last words or comments before we head out of here?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Shout out to Pete again for being the worst Pudge I've ever seen.
Wow, 2 shout-outs. What a guy.
Yeah, he gets 1 for being awesome and 1 for sucking.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Jump into an AFK break, and I'll keep you updated on the status of the other games. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
Thanks again.